Well, thank you. Appreciate that introduction. It is so great to be here. Again, my name's Chris, and I truly hope that I can help. I can help improve your... Listen, I know we have people from all over, but in relationships. So that means some of the most influential people in our organizations don't necessarily have the leadership title. And that's why I think it's so important for all of us to be mindful of how to build capacity and how to come alongside those that truly are influential. You know, whenever I talk about leadership, regardless of the topic, and we're going to go over quite a bit today, I have to share what I call my servant leader's credo. Because as you know, leadership is a calling, and it is usually distinctly different from the job you had before in the organization. And because of that, we have to recognize some things. So the servant leader's credo, here we go. Essentially, we could all say, I won't make you do this, but we could raise our hand and say, as a servant leader, I fully acknowledge, understand, and admit that, first of all, it's not about me, but it starts with me. I must give up to go up. What got me here will not get me there. What made me successful in my pre-titled leadership role will not in and of itself ensure that I am a successful leader. I'm in the people business, and people are messy, and I'm a people, pardon the grammar, but I think you understand. Your responsibility will oftentimes become my responsibility. We have to embrace that. I will never have a perfect group of people, and that's okay because they will never have a perfect leader. So now that we've defined how I refer to and explain culture and climate, remember I said because my background is English as a second language teacher and then a foreign language teacher and somebody who lived abroad, we talk about big C culture and little c culture. Big C are the things that we know that people do from afar. It's the traditions. The little c culture is what we also define as climate. That's what we literally do day by day in that organization, in that culture, because of what we value. So, as we perform a cultural audit on our organizations, we're going to have to be a little bit truthful here. So I'm going to give you permission. We're going to pretend that our goal, and this isn't, again, I'm giving you permission, this doesn't refer to us or you, but if our goal were to create the worst, most unhealthy, toxic culture, let's answer these questions, okay? Think about this. Goal to have the most unhealthy culture. We'd win the award for the most terrible, toxic culture. How would we treat and talk about others? What are a few things that we would do? How, in a terrible culture, unhealthy culture and climate, how would we treat and talk about others? Those of us in education, how would we treat and talk about our students? And this is on a daily basis if we wanted to have a terrible culture and climate. How would we treat and talk about our stakeholders? Could be the community members. It could be those that serve on our advisory committees. The public schools, it could be our parents. How would we treat and talk about and to our stakeholders? How would we make people feel in that type of culture? And then ultimately, if we went out of our way to create an unhealthy culture. Now, full disclosure, I am a native Nebraskan, and I am a Nebraska volleyball fan and other sports. And the reason I bring that up is because, to give credit where credit is due, John Cook, great coach, multiple national champions, in his book, he talks about 5 important questions that he has developed to lead himself and others. And what I've done is I've taken that and modified that for educational leadership and the things that I know that most of us here are doing.
If you would like to bring Chris to your organization for speaking, training, or coaching, go to cjleadership.com or chris@cjleadership.com.